like how I do this every single week. And every single week I try to come up with a different way of saying hello. And just this week, I don't know. I just can't do it. So, hi, it's the movie dump again.
Yes, where we ask the financial questions in life, such as, why is the person who handles your money called a broker?
That is a good question. And you know what?
This doesn't make any sense.
No. And I know it's supposed to be a random question of the week that you do, but that actually kind of goes hand in hand with the movie that we watched.
Oh, yeah, I guess a little
bit. It does. It kind of does. April Fool's Day, we watched in celebration of April Fools.
Yep, which is on the first of the month.
Yes.
Hey.
But I think it was you that dubbed this movie Trust Fund Babies.
Yep.
Yeah, because it technically was just a whole bunch of trust fund babies getting away with murder.
Yeah, pretty much. It was. Well, the movie basically starts out at this party where the first thing me and Ben watched, or realized, I guess, was that it was a lot of really young kids that seemed to have a lot of money.
Yeah, like early 20s, just sitting there having a tie, a gown and tie type of event,
Yeah, sort of like a black tie event, but with, kids that were about like 20 years old.
Yeah, stuff that us middle-class Americans have no fucking clue what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Nick, have you ever been to any one of these? Oh, wait, that's right. Nick isn't here right now. He's on vacation.
Yes, Nick.
That bastard is missing another movie.
He's taken so many vacations on
I know. It seems like every other week he's
Slacker.
Like, I'm just going back up north because I'm too good for Florida.
I'm going to Indiana.
Where
to visit
the cool
me mommy.
People hang out.
Yeah. Which is fine. But and you always pick like the longest movies to watch. I mean, it wasn't a long in time type of movie. It was drawn out.
Yeah.
The whole beginning of it took about 15 minutes into it. We're like, what the fuck is going on? They're still at this party. They're really nothing's happened yet. I mean, I guess they were trying to set up the story. But actually, before we go any further into it, did you want to read the synopsis of it?
Yes.
Do you have the synopsis?
No,
there?
I don't have the synopsis.
Oh, okay.
Over here.
I have it right here for you.
All right, let me grab the synopsis here. Whoa, and synopsis did a whole little loopy thing.
It's the powers of the iPad.
Whoa, I turn it one way and the thing screen goes the other way.
Yes.
All right, so the synopsis on this wonderful movie, which is this, for the record, this is the newer April Fool's movie.
Yes.
Which, if anybody who's familiar with the April Fool's series, there's like another one done like in, I think, the 80s? Or something, 80s, 70s,
sure.
I don't know, whatever. I'm sure all of you are like,
I'm pretty sure there's
Fool's Day fans, and we're just, waited with bated breath to see this one.
I'm sure there's not a whole...
the April Fool's Day fan club.
I don't think they hold conventions for this movie.
Waiting for April Fool's Day 2, even more April Foolery. I don't know. So anyway, a year after an April Fool's Day prank, which resulted in the death of one of their set... that really what it says?
That's the synopsis that they have on IMDb.
It should be like, okay, whatever. So anyway, a year after an April Fool's Day prank, which resulted in the death of one of their set, a group of friends find themselves targeted by someone who is out for revenge.
Layman's terms, it's I Know What You Did Last Summer, but with trust fund babies.
Yep,
it's exactly what it is.
It really is, and I mean, and it's. If you don't like rich people, you probably shouldn't watch this movie.
But if you don't
like rich people, you shouldn't watch this movie.
Yeah, okay. I could kind of...
Or at least not the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. So, the beginning of the movie, we have our main our main character, Desiree, who apparently is she's a witty little prankster.
And hot.
Yes.
Yep.
She likes to go around and pretty much play pranks on her friends. Why? Because she's just a bitch.
Yep.
And she can. They're not really big pranks. I slipped some ink into your champagne, so now your lips are black.
It's like pranks you play on people if you hate them.
Yeah.
Why would you do some of the stuff to your friend? But anyway, continue.
Yeah. They were very stupid pranks. It was like stuff that you would see in like summer camp, that type of pranks, in some degree. But they never explain why there's all these pranks going on, and then they have this big huge party. And this is the thing that really got us. That like still from opening credits to the closing credits, we're like, okay, so what the fuck was that party at the beginning for? Apparently, it's a, and this is what they said. It's a coming out party for it was, what was it? Taurus?
I think so.
Yeah.
The redhead girl.
Yeah, Torrance or whatever. Yeah, it was Torrance was her name. A real weird fucking name. Yeah, it was a coming out party. Never said for what. Never said like what. Who were they in a club? Was this like a skull and crossbone type of thing? Was it like it's a big lesbian community and she's finally coming out to the world?
That's like, what it sort of seemed like.
That's what it seemed like because like, oh, it's her coming out party. But apparently, like the whole entire party was just made as an elaborate hoax as well. It was an April Fool's joke that never really came to fruition. They just said it was an April Fool's joke, and there was something that was going to happen. But in the midst of that, the sights were turned onto someone else. What was the girl's name?
I don't know. You have the list of characters.
Do I? Yeah, I do have the list. It was Milan. That's right, Milan. It somehow got turned into let's pick on this chick Milan, who I don't know who the fuck she is. Like the plot at the beginning kept going in multiple different directions. You didn't know what the hell was going on. It was very hard to follow along. But at the end of the opening, I guess sequence, the party scene. This chick Milan is drugged with roofies. You don't know who did it, and she's making out with Blaine, and Desiree and the other group of people, Ryan, Barbie, Peter, Charles. They're all filming this.
Yeah.
And filming Blaine pretty much taking advantage of this girl, which he doesn't know that she was slipped a roofie.
Yeah, which by the way. If you're going to play a prank on somebody, I don't think that narcotics are the way to go. That's just me.
A dick way to play a prank on. Ha ha! We're going to roofie you and have you get raped.
Yeah. Good job.
You're secretly raped, and we're filming it, and that's going to ruin you. Ha ha ha!
Whatever happened to like the old-fashioned ones? Like replacing like the cream inside of like an Oreo cookie with toothpaste or something.
Yeah, or putting cellophane on a toilet seat.
Yeah,
something
exactly.
Like that. Yeah, no.
Nope. Roofie rape.
Roofie rape. Boom. And she starts freaking out because she could feel that like she's getting all dizzy and then that's where Blaine Desiree busts into the room with the video cameras like ha 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 April Fools, we're filming you, you're so embarrassed, ha ha ha. And Mulan stumbles back all freaked out and tumbles over the banister and goes falling down to the down to the.
She landed on a table, which actually the way they filmed that looked like it hurt.
It looked like they hurt. She fell from the second-story balcony and landed on this table, with a whole bunch of champagne glasses, and she dies.
Yep.
And then that's the point where they're like, "Oh my god, this prank."
Maybe we shouldn't have played a prank with roofies.
Yeah. And then right out, so after that, they don't know who did it, and there's this big, I guess there's a trial, and no one was found guilty since there was a whole bunch of parties involved in this, so no one was found guilty. So the stigma of this case or of this murder, follows them for a whole year and somehow has ruined their careers. Career in what I don't know. There was
being rich. That's what,
one of the Peter had some really funny one-liners once he started getting drunk. Actually, I have one of his one-liners. Peter was the one that was supposed to be like a senator. He was or whatever. He was a politician and part of this elitist group. So he was
a one-liner machine.
Yeah, he was. Here's one of his one-liners.
Hit it, Ben.
Soundbite.
Brian, come here.
It's Ryan.
Brian, come here.
It's Ryan.
I'm going to tell you something I'm not going to tell you. Before I devoted myself and sacrificed myself to getting votes and being loved by everyone and helping people with their hearts and souls, I wanted to be a bartender like the Jerry Maguire in The Cocktail. And then it's going to be like, I'm on a beach and I'm doing a thing and I'm a badass.
So there you go.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. He had some pretty interesting one-liners, which I gotta say, like they did an okay job kind of setting up these characters. Like you could tell that he was he was a politician, or he was someone that took pride, or not really pride. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack on that. He was cautious about what he said on camera. He was giving a congratulations speech to the camera because Ryan is the camera guy.
Yeah, he
was like a freelance. He was like a freelance videographer, and he was there filming the party, and he was getting all these, congratulations on your coming out party. Which still, what the fuck?
Yep.
What are they coming out for? Which,
speaking of this party, it suffers sort of what I now I guess watching shitty movies sort of gave me a way to compare movies now that do this, but it sort of suffered from butt crack syndrome.
It did, where
the party scene took up like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and he didn't know what it was for, and it really drug on.
The whole,
I mean, it was sort of a shame.
The whole party scene,
because it was really hard to get people interested when it's just basically a bunch of people just partying and talking about stuff that really has nothing to do with anything for the most part. So
the party scene was just there to establish that
they're rich.
Desiree likes to play pranks on people for April Fools. Apparently, that's her favorite holiday, and Mulan is murdered.
Yep.
That's it, really. I mean, the whole coming out party, that's never established anywhere else later on in the film.
Yeah, it's referred to a lot. It's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it sounded like it was this big huge deal, but it wasn't.
Maybe better sitting on the sitting around watching. What the crap is a coming out party?
Yeah, we're like, what the fuck is this party for? This makes no fucking sense. And so yeah, like going back to Peter, he has his speech or his congratulations a toast written down on a piece of paper, and he's holding it up next to the camera, and he's reading it like it's a cue card or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you can tell that he's someone that kind of really is concerned about what is said, what's documented for him.
Oh yeah.
So that was a good way of saying that he was he's kind of in politics and blah 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 blah. Then you have Charles, who is the overly gay gossip journalist.
Yeah, he was like at the party meeting. He was very, very right on the edge of being just creepy gay. I mean, he's like checking out other guys, talking all sorts of weird.
Yeah, he was sitting there holding a Paris Hilton dog. Those little noisy little chihuahuas. Purse dogs.
At least it wasn't in a sweater.
Yeah, at least it wasn't in a sweater.
Nobody likes a chihuahua in a sweater.
If you want a good reference for this guy, it's pretty much a more suit and tie version of Perez Hilton.
Yeah,
it's exactly what this guy was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and he capitalized on the whole tragedy of Mulan's death. In 6 months' time, he wrote a book about the whole entire event. And published it, and he was banking off of this whole tragedy, which that comes into place some kind of later on. I don't know.
Yeah, Lifestyles of the Rich and Deadly.
Yes, that was the name of the book. Lifestyles of the Rich and Deadly. But yeah, pretty much just sum it up. That whole beginning sequence had nothing to do with it. That could have been done a lot faster.
Yeah,
you show that these people, this girl likes to play play pranks on people. And one of them goes really, really wrong, and then there's a death involved.
Yep, most movies, have some sort of hook at the beginning to get you interested in the movie. This one, it really didn't. It sort of had, it's like a needle, I guess. You get stabbed with it, and then it just sort of slides right out, and you're done.
Okay.
And that is my horrible, horrible mental image for the
podcast. That's your horrible metaphor.
I
was stabbed by a needle and it falls out. So after that death, fade to black, newsreel showing that the elitists of this higher class of America, no one was found guilty, but it still ruins their career. All right, fade to black again. 1 year later.
Well, you forgot to mention the news thing. That was also another thing that just took forever. It was like
it was a very long, drawn-out newscast, and And the chick that was playing the news reporter, she sucked.
Yeah, it was
oh my God,
so bad. I mean, it was like not to mention it was like 5 to 10 minutes of just newscast.
Yeah. Well, here I have a little snippet of it just to kind of give you a taste of how bad this was. Here, soundbite.
Also joining us today is gossip columnist and blog king Charles Lansford.
Hello, Susan.
Hello, Charles. So you not only report on the elite, you're a member of the inner circle as well. Matter of fact, you just finished writing a book in a record amount of time, I might add, regarding this particular case. Is that right?
Thank you. Yes, I have. And my book is titled Lifestyles of the Rich and Deadly and will be available in stores across the nation on July 8th.
Well, from what I've been told, you were actually considered a co-conspirator in this case.
Actually, the media misconstrued that.
Listen, here's what I'm trying to figure out is exactly what went wrong that night. What started out trying to catch a couple of kids, pardon the expression, with their pants down, ended up with this young woman falling to her death.
So there you go. Like, there's no emotion. You can see that she's trying to, get something out of Charles. I mean, like, oh well, you're just, you're capitalizing on this whole tragedy, and people are, they were saying that you were involved or you were a person of interest in this case.
He's like, no, I wasn't. I was just writing a book.
Yeah,
okay.
And the way that she said it, she had no enthusiasm, and she was like, well, you're a person of interest in this case, and I'm accusing you, and you're, an idiot.
Well, like, okay.
I don't know.
Yep, that's cool.
Yeah. So after that, fade to black again. 1 year later, it's March 31st, 2008.
Yeah, something like that.
And now the surviving members of this group start getting little mail. They start getting little letters saying, "Meet at the grave site of Mulan."
Yeah, and people are freaking out. They're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, they're like, "What's going on? What's happening?"
Who we,
that's
got
the person
freaking
that
high
died.
And fell off a balcony after someone tried to rape her as an April Fool's prank.
Yeah.
We're probably in trouble. So
yeah, and this is where it goes very. I know what you did last summer. They're like, it was a letter from Mulan.
Yep.
Saying, "Oh, you guys killed me a year ago to this date," or blah 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 blah. If the real killer doesn't come forth, I will kill each and every one of you one by one on this day until everyone's pretty much dead.
Everyone's dead. Yep.
So,
which people don't believe it, and they just sort of go off and do their own thing. And
so that's finally set. 30 minutes into the film.
Yep.
We finally get to this point. This is the actual storyline. Here we go. And right away, just at that scene, Scott and I look at each other and we're like, we know who the killer is.
Yep.
We know it.
Yep.
We know who the killer is.
Exactly.
It was obvious.
And that really was the thing that really killed this movie.
Yeah.
One of the things that really killed this movie, I guess, is that it's just obvious.
It's so obvious who the killer is. And you know what? I would call this a spoiler in any other case, but with this movie, it's not a spoiler. It's the Taurus or whatever. Yeah. That chick, the chick that had the coming out party. She's the fucking killer.
Yep, it gets really obvious.
Ooh, is she?
Or
is she?
Is she?
Is she?
Is she?
Now you're probably sitting there going, "Well, what the fuck does that mean?"
That means Ben's winking at his microphone in a very obvious way.
Yes, in a very Charles way, as I might say. This is where, if anyone has seen the movie Cried Wolf, that's pretty much what happened here.
Sort of, yeah.
That's pretty much what happened here. You had all these deaths that happened throughout the whole entire thing. Death number one, which this one kind of bugged me, and this is also where I'm like, either that's really dumb.
Oh yeah, I know exactly. What
either it was like the stupidest death in the world, or our case, what we're thinking is the way that they're going to go with this.
Yeah, it starts out like it's like the gay guy, the Perez Hilton, wannabe
Charles.
guy. Yeah, Charles. He's got this, this little dog, and he comes out of like this tanning booth in his mansion or whatever, and he hears his dog, and he's like, "Where's?" I can't remember the dog's name. Who cares? But
we'll just call it Twinkles.
Where's Twinkles? Twinkles is off barking somewhere, so he follows the bark out to the backyard, and he sees a dog in the bottom of his pool. And he's like, "Oh, it's Twinkles! Oh no, Twinkles! Are you okay?" And he's, he does this just elaborately gay thing. It's really indescribable. He just sort of like it's the limp-wristed throw your hands up in the air and jump in the pool thing after he realizes that the dog is at the bottom of the pool. So he jumps in the pool, and he goes to the bottom and gets the dog and comes back up, and it's a stuffed animal. Yeah. So he throws the thing out there and starts splashing around and makes some choking sounds, and then the screen goes to black. Which, another thing that really bugs me about this is that it's like the aspect ratio changed while doing this. Like, instead of like, and I'm sure you're right with me on this, like with the other thing, when they're doing the handheld camera and they're wanting, the point of view of the camera, they have, like the record and the little tape.
Yeah, you have the camera display stuff, all that features that you use in film to show you, hey, we're looking at a different camera. We're just not, fucking up our film and using, a totally different, film stock. It's supposed to be an effect.
Where this one, it was like they cropped it, so there was so it was actually shrunken down, and there's like a big black space around between the picture and the edge of your TV, which is it really weird looking.
It went into the anamorphic 4x3 format.
Way to use that college word.
Yes. but so it was the same exact aspect ratio and effect that they were using in the party scene when they were having the handheld camera, except that they took out the displays. They took out all the record and the battery life and all that. Yep, so at first you're looking at it, you're like, well, the video just fuck up? What the hell is going on?
What's going on with this thing? It's like, did they do this on purpose, or is this on accident? And then realize this, it seems to be on purpose.
And it was one of the like it. You could realize that, okay, it's supposed to be someone's recording it because of the way that it's shot.
It's sort of off-putting.
Yeah, it was that very voyeuristic type of shot, but it was, like you said, it was off-putting. You're like, they're missing something.
Well, which is actually the second time I thought the DVD actually fucked up. Yeah, we'll get back to the first one after I explain this. But anyway, so he jumps in the pool, he splashes around, and the face of black makes a bunch of like sputtering noises, and me and Ben are just sitting there, we're like,
seriously?
Did he die?
Yeah.
Or did he just splash? Like, you don't know, because it's really weird. And they were trying...
The thing that got me, though, is this guy lives in a fucking mansion with a big-ass pool. This is his house. That is his pool. And you're trying to tell me that he doesn't know how to fucking swim?
Well, see, they didn't say that until the video got delivered to the other people.
Yeah, but still,
you're sitting there like, oh, he doesn't know how to swim. And you're like, what? He has this huge freaking... 7 foot
but
pool.
we're looking at it going, okay, if they just fade to black and they're trying to convey that this guy's dead by drowning, and he's in the shallow end, and this guy is way taller than 4 feet, come on, how fucking stupid are you? I mean, right there and then, that's what sealed the deal with me going, all right,
dumb.
All these killings are going to be fake. It's a big, huge fucking April Fool's joke on Desiree.
Oh, yeah.
Right then and there, the whole movie was spoiled. I'm like, boom, all right.
Yep, right.
It's all an elaborate ruse.
It really took halfway of the movie. I looked over at Ben, I'm like, I bet all these freaking murders are fake.
Yep.
But, called it, but whatever. So, spoiler alert, by the way. If you haven't watched this movie and are wanting to watch this movie, please go back and skip over this part and go forward.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of obvious. The movie's called April Fools. That's going to be the underlying theme throughout the whole entire movie. Yep. You think this is happening, but no, April Fools!
And it starts off right at the beginning with, like the chef cuts off his thumb.
Oh, yeah, the first shot, the chef cuts off his finger. You're like, April Fools.
Most realistic effect in the entire movie, too, by the way.
Yeah. Which I kind of felt bad for the butler, because he's having to deal with all this shit. He's just like, come on, guys. I'm just trying to work.
I want to make.
Why the fuck are you? Why?
I only make $26,000 a year. Why am I putting up with this?
Which that's another dick thing. Desiree, she kept referring to her staff, her workers, as their servants.
Yeah.
Really? I'm not the one that likes to throw around the politically correct terms.
At least refer to them like the help or something.
The help, or or the staff or whatever, stuff like that. But there are servants. Come on.
on my plantation.
Yeah, is this like plantation circa 90? Hey, come on, this is ridiculous.
But yeah. Oh, so back to the like, you know how I just mentioned the DVE was screwing up, right?
Yeah.
Or I thought that. Well, there was right after the one lady Desiree got Milan, that's right, yeah.
Milan.
Right after Milan got drugged, they did this really weird cut, like sort of a, you know, POV shot of like them filming this, you know, quote unquote harmless prank or whatever, but it was they were looking through the crack in the door, which they stuck on it just long enough that I thought my DVD had screwed up and I lost the picture and it froze on me or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it was really awkward.
Which would have been fine.
Except for like this little tiny streak down one side was showing, and it's just so weird looking. I've never seen a cut like that before.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been fine because honestly at that point I was just like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
This
like, okay, we'll just we'll read the cliff notes or something on this movie and go for it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, there was some interesting points in this. I mean, after the party scene, it picked up, and it was a decent flick. I mean, granted, the suspense was taken away. I mean, you knew how it was going to end. It really didn't have that big of a twist at it. It was just the execution on some of this was just really poor.
Yeah.
I don't know. The one line in this movie, again from Peter, great source of one-liners.
Oh yeah,
was
guy was a clown.
Guy was a clown. This is when Peter dies. Is his death scene. You know, Desiree's trying to protect him, or you're like, oh, we have to. You're going to be killed, or someone's after you. So they're out in a parking garage where his campaign office is, and he sees this thing, a white panel van with his face plastered on it that he calls his value wagon. It's Peter's value wagon, and there's a whole sequence of Peter being chased by his value wagon in the parking garage. And he's just like, well, here, soundbite.
Listen to me.
What?
I need to talk to you.
I have to earn the voters' confidence.
Listen
I have votes to earn, okay?
Please,
do you understand
you have to explain this.
My value wagon.
It really was sort of like a midget chasing an ice cream truck, just in reverse. Coming to get you.
Peter was hit by his value wagon.
Which the value wagon, it's like a rape van.
It is.
With his face on the side.
It's a rape van. All it was missing was like a sign that said "free candy" inside.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
It was pretty funny though. I give that one mad props because it was so ridiculous. But
yeah, I mean they did pretty good with masking these deaths where you saw enough to get the message across that they died, but you didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah.
The only one that was kind of like that, where you kind of saw the whole thing, would have been was it Ryan? Was that the guy's name? God.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Ryan, the videographer friend. He gets his throat cut, which again, when you're looking at it, you're like, okay, that's a lot of blood, but I don't know if it's just bad special effects. I didn't know if they had bad special effects makeup department or whatnot, but there was no gash on his neck, which honestly, I mean, I could kind of accept, in the heat of the moment, in this the whole like shock and of this whole situation, you're not, Desiree's not going to look at the neck and be like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah. Wait a minute, you're faking it.
Wait a minute, you're faking this shit. You're just going to see like someone runs across and Ryan's like, freaking out now, and there's blood coming everywhere.
In the dark.
The dark, and you're like, oh my god. Yeah. The whole thing, you're just, every single death that happened, in some way just made you go, really?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, what really killed this was that they just drug out parts that were just way too, that shouldn't be drug out. And the plot was bad, and the worst part is you sort of figure it out about halfway through the movie.
I think if we didn't figure it out right away, I don't know if it's just because we know story structure.
Story who? What? I watch too many bad movies. I don't know anything about story structure anymore.
I don't know if it was just like we know story structure, or this is something that's like, okay, that's kind of a given in situations like that, or if this was just a bad a bad storyline, or it didn't come across the way that I think that they wanted it to. It's a good idea maybe on paper, but there was a lot of holes in there that they didn't fill up, and it just kind of destroyed it when we watched it. But if that was the case, like if we were still in suspense, I think it would have probably been a little bit better of a film.
Yeah, and it really doesn't matter so much about whether a film is shot well or how the special effects are, because you really need a good plot to drive something along and keep you interested. Because
the shots were all right. The shots were decent. I mean, they weren't bad shots. The locations were good. Yeah. The actors were pretty decent. I mean, they all did what they needed to do, and they got it across. I thought they did a pretty decent job. There wasn't one actor in there that I looked at just going, "Oh my god, why the fuck are they on here?" Yeah. Like, they were all believable in their own way. It was just the script. The script was very weak.
Yeah, I mean, it drug on. It gave itself away way too early, and I don't know. It was like I don't know how many of you people don't have cable, or that would be probably zero, right? No, but
I don't know. A lot of people are doing the whole dropping the cable and watching it online.
But anyway, you guys are probably familiar with like the CW channel that's on prime time.
Gossip Girls, 90210, Pretty Little Liars, any of those type of shows.
And that's pretty much how this movie goes.
Exactly.
I shouldn't say goes, but that's the feel this movie gives off.
That is definitely the feel. Even with the music.
It was awesome.
Music was terrible. What the fuck? It was
awesome. What are you talking about?
Music was here.
I know we got some on there. Play that music.
Here's just some music. Here's just some random music. Here. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Yeah. I think what made it I mean, you're probably listening to it going, oh, okay, I mean, it's not... Okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, it's just really... it never fits what's going on.
It never fit the scene. And there... I think it was...
How about that one where she was pulling up sort of like to the film studio after getting chased by the value wagon.
Desiree follows the value wagon to the film set where Torrance is
doing her movie.
Yeah, she's an actress in this movie that's being filmed there. And Desiree follows the value wagon there. And
it's great because it sounded like the guy who did the musical score just sort of gave up and started randomly hitting keys. That was something else right there. It was good stuff.
And again, I mean, there's a lot of music scores out there where it's very one noted or kind of I mean, Jaws is infamous. That's famous for having that.
Oh yeah,
having that the dun dun dun. Even in the Social Network, the other thing for that was just dun dun
Well, I mean, with like Jaws, that's I don't even know if you can compare it to, because it's really simple, but it's one of those things that goes in like an icon of film category.
Yeah, and it's that hunting type of that.
I don't think people are going to be humming get out of the water, or in this case, turn off your DVD player.
Yeah, the music just never fit where it needed to be. There was one scene. It was after it hit the 1 year later, and Desiree gets out of bed. She's walking around the house, and she goes up to the balcony where Mulan fell off, and she's doing that whole like staring down, and you can see that she's thinking about that night. And the music that they have playing in the background did not fit the mood whatsoever, but they still threw like music cues on there that had like the suspenseful type of like build up, the string type of build up, the type of thing, and they just threw that on the track of music that they had, and it ruined that whole emotion.
Oh yeah,
because you're sitting here watching, you're like, what the fuck is going on with the music? It was a lot of times the music was just overshadowing the whole entire scene.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, it was like, I want to say the music wasn't bad. It was just misplaced. Put it in another movie. That's what.
Put it in another movie, or put it in another episode of Dallas. I don't know. Where did fucking Dallas come from?
On your Betamax player.
Dallas, whatever. The random soundbite.
Hey, if that ends up on the interweb, I will have you raped by a wizard. Yeah, and that is a promise, not a threat.
It needed to be done.
It needed to be done. Now, you know, one thing that sort of bugged me about this, one scene that I thought was, it seemed like they just sort of, I don't know, sort of struggled with choreographing or couldn't get a location for, which, by the way, this film actually had a lot. All the locations were pretty good.
Yeah, all the locations were very
interesting
decent.
To look at, except for one. Except for one location.
And which one was that? I don't think yeah. Okay.
It was when she was driving in her car. The character. Oh crap! Who was it?
The main chick, Desiree.
Yeah. No, not Desiree. The
which one? What did she look like?
Yeah, it was Desiree. Yeah.
It was Desiree.
Yeah. She was driving in her car, and she pulls up to this intersection, and all these people come walking right in front of her.
Yes.
All these people, and
it was like
you don't notice it at first. But everything is a there's like nobody walking anywhere except right in this intersection. This intersection is like a little 2-lane road in the middle of
it's not even really an intersection. It's just a stop sign in middle America.
And it's really sort of bizarre because you don't notice it right away. But then you realize that there is no logical reason for this many people to be crossing that particular street at that particular moment.
This is exactly what it was. It was Smallville with New York pedestrians.
Yep,
that's exactly what it was.
It's like this tiny little road with nothing but a stop sign and like 10 people all in the club just wander by, and then this one guy comes wandering up, and then she accidentally hits him.
Yeah, because she sees someone that looks like Mulan in that crowd. She's like, "Oh my god!" She's staring at it and takes her foot off the brake, which apparently another sign she's not a very decent driver. She is not paying attention because she ran into a jogger who was smoking a cigarette.
Which was a good touch. I like that. That was pretty funny.
I like that. Like, you got up, you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom, just let it play. And I saw that, I'm like, I gotta rewind that.
That was pretty good.
That was a decent little touch. I like that.
Which this movie was sort of full of little moments like that. But, I mean, it wasn't enough to, take out the main reason that it was shitty, and that was the plot. So sort of a shame. So
yeah. Okay, so everyone is killed. Charles is killed. Ryan is killed. Barbie was killed. Barbie was Peter's wife, which I thought that was. It seemed like they came up with all the names for the characters, and they're like, "Huh, we have this blonde chick that wears pink. What are we gonna call her?
Do we know any other blonde chicks that wear pink? Well, I got this doll here.
Barbie?
That's genius.
All right, let's just call her Barbie.
Raises for everybody."
So Barbie dies, Peter dies, Charles dies, Ryan dies. So now it's down to just Torrance, Blaine, and Desiree.
Yep.
And they end up back at Desiree and Blaine's mansion. Yeah, we didn't mention this before, but Blaine and Desiree were brother and sister.
Yeah. Which I didn't actually pick up on
Trust
for
fund.
a while, actually.
Yeah, I didn't
it's like
know
they must have mentioned it or something. I just wasn't paying attention, or they didn't mention it.
Noticed,
which is probably more
the only
likely,
time I noticed it was when they did the shot of them in the courtroom saying, "Oh well, since Blaine, you no longer are sole heir to the fortune, your trust fund. Now your sister has it." Like, okay, so I guess they're brother and sister. Thanks for establishing that. I would have not known. But so they end up back at the mansion, and Desiree finds her servant or her help, Wilford, dead in the kitchen, and then finds Torrance standing there with a gun. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oops, I'm giving away stuff. No, she finds
spoiled the movie again.
She finds
This is why you can't watch movies with Ben.
She finds a blonde wig on the ground, which earlier in the movie, when she goes to the film set where Torrance is at, she sees her wearing a blonde wig, but she's like, "Oh, it's for the movie." Right there, I'm like, "Come on!"
If you haven't picked, if you get to that point and still haven't figured out who's doing this,
yes, it's like, okay, let's look at the evidence. Earlier on in the movie, you see her on set, and the director, says, "Oh, okay, there's something wrong with the blood effect." So because they did one of those like fake scares where you see Torrance preparing a bath, and then someone runs in there and starts stabbing her, just violently stabbing her, like just fucking going to town on her, and the blood effect starts looking all weird. You're like, what the fuck?
And you're like, wow.
Yeah, you're like,
just
that
when you thought
just
this movie couldn't
sucked.
get any shittier.
And then, cut.
They meant it that way.
Let's reset this. Blood effects were all messed up. How long is it going to take? All right, wait, here, soundbite.
What the hell, Chuck? What's going on with my blood pumps?
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Fuck me. All right, let's redress the set. Yeah, someone get me Emily. All right, Torrance, why don't you go on back to your trailer? It's going to be a little while, all right?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Chuck, how long is it going to take?
10, 15 minutes.
All right, we got an hour.
And that's exactly how it is on a film set.
I give him, yeah, pretty much.
How long is it going to take? 15 minutes. All right,
got an hour.
Got an hour.
Which I give them props on that part too, because they for a split second they actually had me going until it just got too weird. I was like, she's not screaming right.
Yeah, because right then we're like, because up at that point we're like, okay, Torrance is the one that's doing it, and then you see that she gets attacked, and you're like, okay,
that's weird. I thought I had this movie figured out.
Yeah, like, wow, they actually kind of threw you for. Oh wait, no,
that's fake.
You tricksters.
Because if they would have done that, I would have had no idea.
Yeah. If they did that, if they actually did kill her off, I'd been like, whoa, fuck, huh?
That's not right.
That's okay. But so right there, she has an hour to kill. Huh? Get it?
That was clever, Ben.
Get it?
It's like you got in the mind of the bad movie.
Yes. So that scene happens right before Peter's value wagon scene. So and
I still love that word, value wagon.
And then the value wagon comes back to the film set, and
with delicious hamburgers.
And then Desiree goes to Torrance's trailer and sees her wearing the same exact outfit that she was wearing in the van that you see,
including the blonde wig.
Including the blonde wig. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a wig. Yeah, it's for a movie. Oh, okay. Disregard this whole entire thing. Moving along. Yeah. So she finds. God, we were scatterbrained on this.
Yeah, big time.
So she finds the wigs in the pool of blood where Wilford is back at the mansion at the end of the movie. Keep up with us, come on. And
we're almost at the home stretch, Ben.
Yeah, come on,
we can do it.
We can do it. And that's what Desiree starts realizing. Okay, something's fucking wrong here. And her brother Blaine is now tied up in a chair, and then Torrance comes out with a gun. and starts explaining the whole thing. It's like, you ruined, you could have saved us, and all you had to do was just, well, here, fucking soundbite.
Charles is dead. Barbie and Peter are dead. So is poor Ryan. And then there were 3. And all you had to do was admit that you killed Milan. And all of this could have been avoided.
It was an accident. None of us killed her. It was a stupid prank.
A stupid prank, huh? So what, it was a coincidence that the drug Des slipped to Milan had cost her a seizure? No way.
It's not true.
Rather than coming forward, you've chosen to let your friends die one by one.
There. Now I don't have to explain it.
That's so much easier than trying to explain it.
I know, I'm sitting here trying to explain it.
When you're going to play the soundbite anyway, here's...
instead of, just saying it and then showing it.
It's sort of like you're getting to the point where, like, here's what they said. Now here's a soundbite to prove that I said what they said.
And I'm not just full of shit. They actually said that.
That really is what they said.
Yeah, so that happens, and we're both sitting here going, and April Fools. Come on, April Fools. And then she shoots Blaine at one point. She's like, "All right, you're dead." You're like, "All right, come on. Where's the April Fools? You already showed us that she's worked on a movie set. She has all these props. You had the blood, this blood, squids. You showed that. So come on. Boom, there we go. All right. Blaine wakes up. He's laughing. Ha ha ha.
On you.
Everyone that was killed in the movie, except for Mulan, because she was actually killed, comes out, and they're all involved with this, and they're just pretty much like, "Hey, well, if you weren't such a stuck-up royal bitch, this wouldn't have happened." So they pretty much just, they all planned this to get back at her because they knew that she was the one that did it, and they just wanted her to confess so they wouldn't have to keep living with this stigma of that murder for the rest of their lives.
Which is obviously ruining their careers.
Yeah. And then right after that, she says something about here, fucking soundbite.
But the police are after us.
Actors from Torrance's movie. We got them for scale.
But I saw all of you die with my own eyes. I saw it.
Got the FX guy for my movie to help us with that. Did a pretty good job.
Squibs.
The gun. They're blanks, Desiree. See?
Oh my. What have you done?
I didn't do that. I just did what you told me to do.
I didn't tell you to blow her fucking head off.
Now you're learning, Ben.
Yes.
Just play the whole movie next time.
So there you go.
Our podcast will practically write themselves after that.
So Torrance shoots Desiree in the fucking head and kills her.
Yep. And of course she freaks out. She's like, "I didn't know it was loaded."
Yeah, like everyone's freaking out, like, "Oh my god, why was there bullets in there?" And she starts blaming Blaine, and Blaine's like, "Well, why the fuck would I put a real bullet in there? I could have gotten it too." He's like, "Why the fuck would I do that?" And then it goes to black. 1 year later. No, not really. No.
Meanwhile, at the state home for the ugly.
Good callback. Like that was like a running gag that we had. Whenever it would fade to black, we're like, 1 year later. Because it just felt like it was necessary. It felt like it should have been in there.
Not to mention they did that in the Gatoroid.
Yeah. This happened a year ago.
See, shitty movies just sort of affect our lives in horrible
ways. Yeah, they all start
ways.
blending together.
Yeah.
And the inside jokes that we have for all of them just start coming out.
Once you realize you've done this many podcasts and you've actually watched more shitty movies in the last, 25 weeks than you have good movies, it's time to have counseling.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, back to the movie.
So this time, the murder is, it's set. Okay, the first murder, I can understand. It was, she was drugged. No one saw her getting drugged. And no one pushed her over the balcony.
Nope.
Her death was caused, it was circumstantial. It was caused by a sequence of events, unfortunate events, that happened before that. This was straight up Desiree's tied to a fucking chair. A gun is pointed at her fucking head. Pull the trigger, bam.
All on film, by
all
the way.
on film.
But of course, you never know if they actually admitted, if they actually kept that or just destroyed it.
You never
know.
The only thing that I could see is, well, you don't know who put the bullet in there. All right, Scott, please let our audience know what can happen with blanks at that close of a range.
Well, what most people don't realize is that blanks actually, if you shoot them too close to somebody, actually can cause a substantial amount of damage. Like in the Army, at least they told us, it's like they had this thing called close kill, which when you're doing like maneuvers practice or whatever you want to call it, you'd instead of like shooting blanks, even though it was like a blank adapter on which sort of dispersed the gases coming out of the end, you'd come up and you'd say close kill, close kill, close kill if you were really close and were shooting at people, because blanks do an insane amount of damage if you're like really close to somebody and shoot it. It's almost like getting hit by a regular bullet. It'll put you in the hospital.
So if you were pointing a gun full of blanks,
right,
that close to someone's head,
you would at a minimum put them in the emergency room. Because in this movie they fired that off. It was like a foot away. That would have hurt. They probably would have lost an eye. That's what I think.
So there would have been some damage.
Oh yeah, there would have been damage.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Burned at a minimum. That's
okay,
all I can
keep
say.
that in mind. So there. Okay. So after all that happens, Torrance, who's holding the gun, gets off scot-free.
My name's Scott. Oh, what do you want to know?
Blaine gets all of the money back. He gets his fortune back because his sister's dead. So now all the funds go back to him in his name, and everyone else just gets off scot-free.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. There's no punishment whatsoever for coming up with this big huge ruse to get this girl to confess to a murder that happened a year ago that apparently put everyone's lives in shambles, but then they commit a murder right there. It's obvious. It's not one of those like, well, we don't know who pulled the, we don't know who did this. Any one of us could have done it. It's a mystery. Yeah. No, this was, you're tied to a fucking chair. We're all have our involvement in it. I'm holding a gun. Bam, you're dead. Nothing.
It was obvious.
Nothing. In real world, all of them would have been fucking charged.
Yeah, they would have. I mean, that's like kidnapping.
That's kidnap. Yeah, that's
holding people against their will.
Yeah, that's
shooting. Having somebody believe they're actually going to get shot with a gun. That's like, I think, probably go under like attempted murder. Or something it would have like that,
if anything, they could have gotten like involuntary manslaughter. Maybe.
Yeah. I'd say you're
probably
but
they
right.
would have still gotten something, especially like being the second time in a year that this has happened. Come on, really? And they just let the guy. You're like, okay, Blaine, you got all your money back. Have a nice
fun.
day. Have a nice day.
Get in your Lexus and drive off. All right.
He's like, look, go. Torrance, it's all right. Go make some more movies. You're fine. Everyone else, go have a nice day. You're fine.
The court system would never do like that. That thing would have gotten drug on. I mean, just. And
then Charles goes and makes another fucking book.
Her parents would have gone ballistic over this stuff.
Probably. Well, her parents were dead.
Never mind. If she had parents, they'd be going ballistic over. All right, whatever. My bad, I messed that one up. I forgot.
But no, that's a good point though. Like it makes that whole ending made no fucking sense. Like I can understand if they just said, okay, we played this whole elaborate ruse on you just so you will, confess to the murder. You have to own up to what you did, and she finally did. Everything would have went back to the way that it was. Blaine would have gotten the he would have been the heir of that of the fortune, and Desiree would have gone to jail because she admitted to being the one that caused Mulan's death, and everyone would have been everything would have been hunky dory. But no, she had to show off. These were blanks. See, I'm going to point it straight at your head and shoot you. See,
exactly.
I don't know why I went all 1920s. Just felt like
you went all like mobster on.
Yeah.
Bugsy, that's
Well, Bugsy, yeah. It had to have been done. Yeah.
No, I'm sure we're missing some stuff. On like the subtleties of like court cases. If there's any lawyers, I don't know why lawyers be listening. They'd probably be like, oh, well, they could have gotten off on this or that or blah blah.
Oh, come on.
Who knows? Well, I mean,
I'm
not talking about
murders!
I'm not talking about why they get off. I'm talking about why Desiree's admission to guilt might be thrown out of court due to under duress or for I don't know any legal terms. I guess I got to go break the law more often.
Well, I could kind of see maybe.
Who knows? I'm sure they're all rich. They probably have they could probably hire high power lawyers to get them out of this crap. So who knows?
Which apparently they did.
Evidently.
Well, even the fucking lawyer was involved in it.
Oh, you're right.
The lawyer was involved in the whole entire April Fool's joke on Desiree. Which
I don't want to be friends with these people.
Yeah, these people. You know what this is the message. This is the moral of the story. Moral of the story is the fucking rich suck.
Oh yeah, you're just like
they have nothing but wealth, So they could buy their way out of anything. So they're it's high stakes. Their April Fool's jokes are very brutal. With us, we're like, we loosened the lid off the salt shaker. Now there's salt everywhere. That's a big mess. You're gonna have to clean it up.
We put wood polish on the tile floor so you slip. Nope, these people was like roofies, rape,
rape, gun to the head, and
evidently the rich need emotional scarring pranks, or else it's just not a proper April. I don't know.
It was.
When I make my first millions, I'll tell you if that's true or not. So
it was very. The whole movie was just very kind of Okay, it was a stretch.
Like I said, it really was a shame because I actually sort of wanted to like this movie because, like we were saying earlier, it was actually shot pretty well. There was a lot of good things going for this, but the plot and the plot basically ruined the movie.
It's a teen horror film. It falls along the lines again.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. Cry Wolf, Scream.
Yeah.
All those movies. It falls along the urban legend stuff. It's right there in that category.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just so.
Yeah. All right. So, you ready for your final thoughts?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I really don't know what else to say about the movie. We pretty much covered all the things in here, I guess. But
all the basics.
I guess if you want my rating on this, due to the fact that's almost 100% plot being just stupid, I'm going to give it 4 incredibly inappropriate April Fool pranks out of 10.
Wait, so you gave it a 4?
I gave it 4 incredibly inappropriate April Fool's pranks out of 10.
So you kind of like I forgot that we had French fries sitting here.
Oh, yeah, French fries.
They're cold now.
They're so cool. Yeah.
Ooh, they're cold and taste like onion rings.
But there's dipping sauce.
Yeah, there is.
Oh man,
how do you forget this? Oh, I'm sitting here drinking my beer, going, I need something to eat with this.
Me too.
Oh man, this is great.
French fries. Oh, jeez.
I seriously can't believe that we forgot this. All right, so you gave it 4.
I gave it 4 out of 10. It's
okay.
I'm probably never going to watch this movie again. I'd bet money I'm never going to watch this movie again. But
I'm kind of interested to see.
There was enough good stuff as far as production wise to counterbalance a little bit the fact that the plot was just ass.
Yeah.
But again, it's predictable and the plot just sucked. So it's a 4.
All right.
What do you think, Ben?
I'm right there with you. It's a so-so movie. It had potential, and I think if it was just fleshed out a little bit better, this could have been a really decent film. if they didn't just go for the fucking obvious of who the killer was going to be. Like, it was just straight up obvious. I mean, out of everyone, this is how I saw it. Like, I mean, I know that pretty much there wasn't an actual killer, quote unquote killer, but there was someone that was acting like the killer. It was very obvious of who to make that out to be, and then it was also obvious that everyone had something to gain by doing this prank, because at the beginning of the movie, who was the one that was doing all the pranks? Desiree, who was being, who's, the butt of all these jokes. Everybody else.
Yep.
So there you go. I mean, if it's just obvious. Well, let's get her back. Let's do this big, huge, elaborate April Fool's joke on her. So I mean, if they fixed that up, it could have been a lot better. But you gave it a 4?
I gave it a 4.
I'll give it a 4.5.
You're trying to be better than me or something?
No, I'm just I don't.
Trying to throw decimal points in there like you're special or something?
Yep. Exactly.
Okay then.
All right.
All right.
Well, all right. On that note,
all right.
We didn't play that many sound bites this time.
No, we didn't. I mean, we played the important ones.
There we go. The important ones.
Yeah.
Yes. Kind of like. Actually, there's one more here. Soundbite.
What you got?
Just the new poll numbers.
And how are they?
Not so hot.
That's fine. Stuart, you don't have to come any closer. Thought after that pro-life rally I'd be on top.
Peter, it's April 1st. We talked about the fact that this one-year anniversary would haunt us.
No, I just didn't realize.
Oh, look, it's okay. We'll just do a little spin control. We'll do a few more visits, some town hall meetings. Hey, there's that new pediatric wing that's opening up this week.
No, that's fine. I'm not going to do that. I don't like the smell of those.
What, hospitals?
No, the babies. They got the little hands and the faces.
Peter,
yeah.
You're going to have to do something. Okay, it's your first campaign. If you don't come out on top, I mean, it's going to set you back for years.
Hey, Stuart, it's going to be okay.
And that's the moneymaker right there.
Yes, that's Peter. Vote for Peter.
He hates babies. They got little hands and tiny faces. Like Ben.
Which I have to say, I'd rather vote for Peter than fucking Rick Scott.
That's true. That's true. Well, Ben, we do have a surprise for you on this next podcast.
What is that?
Our next movie that we're going to review is one of your home movies.
I'm kind of lost.
You know which one we're talking about.
No, I don't. I'm just eating a fry.
Well, anyway, so next time we're going to review one of Ben's home videos from his family. See how it stacks up against, media.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about April Fool's, Ben. That was bad.
That was stupid.
That was stupid.
God, I wish Nick was here to hit you. Because I'm just too enthralled by all these fries that we just forgot about. Oh my god, they're so good.
They're good.
I got ranch on them now.
Oh, ranch is good.
Let's go. All right, so next week. Hold on, let me finish chewing this fry. Sorry.
Nice.
Next week is the start of Month of Monkey.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Month of Monkey. And I think it's Nick's pick. And since he's not here, he can't tell us, but I believe he said that we were going to watch
Monkey Shine?
Monkey Shine, yeah. It was either Monkey Shine or Funky Monkey.
One of the two.
One of the two.
They're awful. At least what I've seen of them.
Yeah. So next week it's either going to be Monkey Shine or Funky Monkey or Most Vertical Primate or Most Valuable Primate or
Spy
Monkey
Mate.
Trouble or
Spy
Mate.
Mate.
There's a shitload
Going
of monkey.
bananas.
Yeah, there's a shitload of monkey movies. So yeah, our next 4 podcasts are going to be nothing but monkey films.
That's right.
So
yes,
go
monkey
bananas.
Films are notoriously awful. And there's a lot of them.
Yeah, so look forward to that. Until next week. Oh yeah. If you want to email us, I have to get all this out of the way. Our email address is youthroughpoo@me.com, which kind of goes very well with Month of Monkey.
Yeah.
That really does. That's kind of cool.
Which, if you haven't been to the zoo lately, that's right. The monkey area is fun.
Yes. So
they're very aware of our email address.
So youthrewpoo@me.com, and also go check out our website, www.themoviedump.com. There you could access all of our past podcasts. I mean, you could do the same thing on iTunes, but yeah, there you could go and look at all of our podcasts and access our YouTube page where we throw up scenes from these movies that we review. That we
Twitter. You forgot Twitter.
Yeah. We have Twitter and Tumblr. Pretty much just go to fucking...
And our Facebook page, too. You can go there.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about Facebook, which is weird. Just fucking go to the www.themoviedump.com.
For all your bad movie needs.
So. For all your dumping needs. Yeah, all right, I'm rambling on. I'm going to fucking eat some more fries. So, until next week, I'm Ben.
I'm Nick Brown. April Fool's, Ben. I'm really Scott.
Yeah!
That one worked a lot better than last one.
It kind of did.
Sorry.
And this has been the Movie Dump Podcast. Enjoy your week.
Yep, see ya.